All right, let's see if I am once again indeed streaming, right? Oh, nice. I am. That was fast. What the fuck? Okay, so I made a post earlier today. One watching now. That's just me.
Right,
Wonderful.
let's
Oh
see.
God, shut the fuck up. My own voice. But I made a post earlier today stating that I'm not going to be recording for this week or drawing. Not, yeah, I'm going to be drawing here and there, but it's busy end of the year. Last 2 weeks are always Christmas parties. Not much time to draw. And again, oh yes, I'm a YouTuber. Ho ho ho. But no, like that's not my fucking obligation. At the end of the day, my obligation is to I don't know, my family, my friends. What else makes me sound like a good person? Right, to Santa Claus specifically, right? Unfortunately, we don't have a mascot for the New Year's in general, but yeah, I guess I'm a Santa Claus shill now. But I don't know where I'm going with this. But either way, I'm not drawing for the end of the year for this week, and videos will resume on the 6th of January, 2026. But at the same time, I do want to draw and I want to interact with fans if there are any. So I'm just going to be drawing. Draw along with me. Let's celebrate the end of the year, right? And again, like I kind of just want to relax my brain in a sense, like not because straining your brain to draw from imagination is very difficult, right? And I've been doing a shit ton of that, evidently, right? I've been doing a lot of that. So what I'm gonna be doing, still a different type of difficult, is I've searched up sci-fi gun on Pinterest, and I'm just going to try to break down any guns that look interesting, right, into their simple shapes, and then I'll try rotating them once or twice, right? Still difficult, still very difficult. Don't get me wrong. Completely different skill to build, but nothing where I'm going to be spending so much time fucking grinding my brain, right? To that extent, kind of relax a little bit. So yeah, join me, all right? Draw along. Um, and that's it, right? And this is actually a skill at the end of the day. I'm still gonna be building the skill of trying to figure out exactly like what angles, and I'm gonna try to keep everything as simple boxes. That's the other main thing, right? And I haven't really drawn much at all these past this past week, like really at all. So this is just another like just a way for me to be like, hey, it's nothing super serious, just chill. If you have fans that are interested or like people that join, they join, that's great. But we're just gonna try to keep them to boxes or again, not simple, but simple for me, right? Like angled boxes and cylinders, right? So join me, draw along. Let's touch each other, right? All that good shit. But this is just also a great way for me to again like really start thinking about things in terms of, hey, how can we just make them like how can I break down something that's complex into something that's simple? And I know that's all I've been doing when it comes to fundamentals, but again, like to look at a concept that somebody else has already done, right? Like, oh, like a sci-fi gun concept. And then to break it down into, okay, like what does this actually mean, right? In terms of just like what is this thing's most simple shape, right? And again, this is still, at the end of the day, fundamentals practice, right? And I've already made a few mistakes, but I think this is good practice, right? Because this is going to teach me that, well, hopefully, what I am training myself to do right now, right? Emphasis on the hopefully, is to think about things, even when to at least I try to approach a design in any sense, in a more simple manner as well, right? And it's never simple, but the thing is like when I think about complexity, it's always me trying to think about the most complex thing, but obviously at the end of the day, if we train ourselves to envision something in a simple manner, then it should, you know, caveat being should. I've already fucked up the proportions quite a bit compared to the reference, but again, the reference is just I typed in sci-fi gun, somebody named Lexicon 6 uploaded like a bunch of different there's like three gun concepts. I'm just gonna draw the first one, and I'm gonna try to rotate it, and I'll draw the second one, try to rotate it, or we'll see. Maybe I'll just draw a different one, right? But this for me is just kind of how I'm trying to think about it right now because I feel as if it is really good to break things down like this. And again, if it doesn't end up being really that good, then it doesn't end up being that good, right? There's no pressure right now. I really, end of the year, I'm just genuinely trying to just chill a little bit because I guess for anybody who knows my content knows that I'm very fucking right, it's all about the effort, it's all about the fucking working hard and doing our best. And I still 100% agree and value all of those things, don't get me wrong. But right now, for one reason or another, my brain's just like, yo, fam, just chill. Just chill, my guy. We're just drawing. It's not that serious. So for the first time, and I'll probably do this every year just for my own sake, like for the sake of my own, I guess, mental what the fuck? Mental acuity, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Mental capacity, just every year, end of the year, we'll probably just draw something more chill, more relaxed, right? Not really be so hard on ourselves. Not hard, but not to put so much intense cognitive effort. And I know maybe to some of you be like, what the fuck? This isn't intense cognitive effort. This already looks kind of complicated, right? And I know I'm saying like, oh yes, simple, but I know this probably looks complex to people who don't have the skills that I do yet. Yet being the operative word. You don't have the skills I do yet. Just like I don't have the skills that people 100 times better than me have yet, right? The power of yet, Carol Dweck. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna be thinking out loud, right? Let me know if this makes sense, but I still value hard work. I still value really like pushing yourself. I value all of those things 100% still to this day, and I always will. But this end of the year was a great way for me to realize that I have my limits. Because I literally, like, since November onwards, I ended up burning out without realizing it. And I'm not talking about the burnout that everybody I think is probably thinking about, like, oh wow, so haha, like I'm let's see. Yo, Viggy, I'm working, but I've been struggling really bad with intersecting forms. Do you have any tips for me? Can't stay long. Okay, well, I guess I'll hold my thought. So the only tip I can give you is the penile tip. No. Okay, the only tip I can give you, and again, I struggle with intersecting forms as well because I've only put a genuine 20 hours of 10 hours of effort into it, right? But the way Antonio from Artwad explains it, and it's all about the contours. So what I mean is like a cylinder has a contour like this, right? Like this is a cylinder. And when they say contour, by the way, they really just mean the face, the plane. Like this right here is the contour, right? So this thing's contour is this, and this is infinitely reflected until it stops, right? Like this plane is just reflected over and over and over and over. So the main thing to understand is like the first thing you really want to understand is the contour of the shape that you're drawing, which if you're drawing it, you should already keep in mind that, hey, like the contour that I'm drawing has this shape, right? Like this is the contour, this is the plane, all that stuff, right? And then the second step is when you're intersecting. The intersecting is just understanding where the contours meet. So if I were to draw, and this is very, very, very difficult. So really only sheer intent, thought, and repetition, just like anything else in art, is gonna get you through this, all right? And hopefully by teaching you as well, I'm gonna understand it a bit better as well, because teaching is obviously really helpful, right? So let's just say, and this thing's contour is like this, right? Like this one, this plane. So it's really and the one thing that took a very long time, not a very long time, but it took a good, decent amount of like trying to problem solve and think about it and then figure it out was me essentially realizing that, hey, I can actually choose where the contours start and end, right? So form intersections is just understanding and deciding for yourself as well, like where do I want this contour to start? Like where do I want these to meet? Where are these contours meeting? Now that I know that, like, hey, this thing's contour is like this, right? And this thing's contour is infinitely reflected like this, then it's just simply logicking and trying to figure out, like, okay, like if this is consistently reflected, where, where are they consistently following and meeting, right? And this could be wrong. What I'm drawing right now could be wrong, but it's like, okay, I think based on my understanding that this is curved consistently here and this is curved consistently here, this is the path. This is the path that this line follows in terms of an intersection, right? And what I'm doing right now perhaps is not the most accurate because I'm still trying to figure out and problem solve, right? But this is like these two cylinders being intersected. It's like, okay, and then it comes out on the other side, like so. Obviously, I fucked it up because you see, even like the little slightest little misstep can be an issue, right? But that is how I understand it. Same thing if we were to do, let's just say a box, right? Like if we're making it a bit more simple. Because trust me, anything elliptical, oh, I see what you were saying. That makes sense. Yeah, the thing is like conceptually this makes sense, but in an application sense, like in anything when it comes to spatial reasoning, anything when it comes to art, spatial reasoning especially, right? And like any other fundamental lighting, form, values, blah blah blah, whatever, right? That it's always easier to understand, and with any problem really, it's always easier to understand conceptually, but when you apply it, you have to keep that concept in mind. So this thing's contour as well. Like again, let's say we have a cylinder that's coming in like this, right? Coming in from this direction. So it's like, okay, I want this because we have that, and it took me a very long time to be like, I have the ability to choose where it starts, right? Because I can make this go down further here, I can make it go down less here, but at the end of the day, as long as it is within this plane, right? Then it's like, okay, this is cylindrical. Where is this following along? Where are these two contours meeting, right? Where are they literally meeting? And it's just a lot of trial and error to internalize this, right? And that's like, okay, this is intersected. And like, okay, what about here? What if I wanted to come through here, you know? Does this even make sense? But I don't know. Like, let's see. No, because this is going through this way. So there's actually nothing going through there. But what if I have a sphere, right? So if I have a sphere, which is essentially just a perfect ellipse, right? Where do I want to choose this to go? Because then let's just say, okay, it's going through, and then now I know, like, because a sphere is just infinitely reflected ellipses, like so, right? So it's like, okay, so it's gonna be intersecting like that. And these are just additions, you know? Subtractions are actually much easier because subtractions you can just be like, goodbye, take this place out, right? That's just an understanding of planes. But when you do blending, it's it's all about the understanding of the contours. And obviously, I'm not doing the best explanation, but I hope this makes sense. Like this is something that when I do get to this part in the roadmap again, I'm obviously going to extensively practice it for like 20, 30 hours, proper like effort. And I obviously will be able to explain it a lot better. I've been drawing through to trying to help and visualize. Exactly. Drawing through is completely fine. Drawing through is that's heavily recommended. Um, but I would also recommend as much as you draw through, try to take away that I'm not gonna call it a crutch, but for lack of a better word, like training wheels of drawing through, right? Like I'd say for every 2 to 3 that you draw through, do another 1 to 2 that you don't draw through. So because you're gonna test if you can actually see and visualize, and when you realize you perhaps are severely limited in one aspect or another, then you're like, okay, sick. Now I know to focus on that. Let's do a couple more where I'm not doing guidelines to see if I really understand it. And then, again, you draw through again. You're like, okay, this makes sense. Let's practice this, as many different angles, as many different combinations as you can think of. The beauty of form manipulations and blending is the fact that genuinely we're just limited by our creativity. And again, what I'm really realizing about creativity is just like, how can I blank? What if I blank? Right? Why does it work like this? Like it's just asking questions, but the types of questions we ask are very important. I actually want to talk about this when I go back to recording with my videos properly. So next week you'll probably see me talk extensively about this when it comes to like what I'm kind of thinking about in terms of another mindset that I want to instill when it comes to creativity. But this is just like the gist, right? I agree. Subtraction is much easier. Yeah, subtraction is very simple. Like it's not simple, but in compared to like blending forms together, it is much more simple. But again, like it's the same concept where we just are always thinking about these contours, right? We're just always thinking about the shit, but it's just obviously when we have to problem solve, like okay, how does this interact with this, and which like at what it's basically at like what points are these two contours essentially at what points do these contours meet, right? And then those points, those fucking hundreds of points technically, right, like become that line which informs the blend, right? Like, and it's very difficult. All the lines start to confuse me, lol, but I appreciate it, Biggie. I'm gonna leave you on in the background, but I gotta get back to work. Keep up the good work. Cheers to 2026. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I know all the lines are confusing. Trust me, I know all the lines are confusing, which is why. And by the way, this actually, this is off. This is I made this off here, the back. See, like it's still lots of things I could think about and work on, right? I'm pretty sure no, this is actually off. The minor axis is like this. So this this cylinder is clearly off. This is what happens when I'm not really thinking, right? Like turn my brain off drawing stream, I guess. But yeah, cheers to 2026, 100%. And yeah, like all the lines do get confusing, but that's why I always like to think about these and understand and internalize and keep them on in my mind as much as I can. But yeah, I hope that helped. I hope that helped not only to Evan, but to anybody else who I guess stops in at any point during this video, either now or when it's a VOD, right? Fucking. Oh God, I'm gonna choke on my coffee. What the fuck? That probably hurt a lot of ears. I apologize. And my mic is super sensitive when it comes to Discord or OBS, not Discord for some reason. But either way, let's get back to doing this. What I was trying to say is like, yeah, okay. I know I may give off that impression of, oh wow, hardcore, all about the effort, which I don't think is hardcore. I actually just think it's just a very admirable mindset to have, and with just only focus on what we can control, which is the effort. But that aside, right? When I say that I burnt out, I don't mean that I wasn't in the mood or physically could not do the thing anymore. What I mean is that I simply literally put in so much effort consistently in art, in piano, in like the coding that I'm learning right now, right? Like just I use my brain to the point where my brain literally needs to recover from all the energy that I was putting towards using it, right? And again here I should definitely be thinking about the fucking box. Okay, so this is just a subtraction, right? So I got to keep that in mind while I obviously think about the perspective as well. So this is the thing, obviously I'm trying to train myself in that regard. But yeah, like I basically what I've realized, like no matter how much effort you put in, you still need to recover. So it's just from November onwards, I've just been having a difficult time recovering properly. And that's in part to me smoking too much weed, right? Obviously, if anybody pays attention to my channel, you guys know that that's something that I struggled with. I'm in the process of removing it from my life, which I'm very grateful for, right? But more than anything, oh fuck, I forgot to do that. But more than anything, it's just that I most definitely moving forward will be taking breaks in my drawing, like in all my effort that I put in. It'll be like 7 weeks on, 1 week off is what I've come to think about right now. That might change, but either way, I don't even know if I'm doing this right in terms of thinking about it in terms of simple shapes, but that's where the practice comes in, right? I'm figuring it out as I go, and that's also very important. I'm just figuring it out as I go. But yeah, okay, cool. This is like the little complicated gun or sci-fi gun that I'm looking at. And already I'm starting to understand a little bit that when we can just break it down into just little boxes, right? And make it what's it called? Kind of just like segmented boxes and shit makes it a lot easier. Obviously, I need to work on my lines. By the way, like this is how shit my drawings get when I'm not thinking, by the way, because I genuinely for this stream, like I just said, like I just want to have some mindless drawing. I'll still think and put in like some decent effort, and I do genuinely want to try, but at the same time, like I'm going to be a little bit more kinder to myself, right? We're all about that self-love. We're fucking jerk ourselves off and not do any actual work, right? Because that's what self-love is nowadays. It's hey, let me just give myself a pat on the back for existing. Self-love is actually hey, let me give myself a pat on the back for trying. So the fact that you have to try is important. I'm just adding little accents based on what I see of this thing, right? And what's it called? What was I trying to say? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just trying to not think too much. But yeah, no, like what I was trying to say is like you see how shit my lines get when I'm not thinking, by the way. Like literally look how ass my lines are when I'm not thinking. It takes a lot of effort, conscious effort. I want to keep emphasizing that, guys. Like my like it takes a lot of effort to even be halfway decent, right? Even while you're doing it, it takes a lot of effort. Like these lines are really for my standards, because my standards are very high. Again, like I always look at Kim Jong-il and Peter Han's brushwork, right? And Katya Terada, but unfortunately there's not so much of his work out there. So when I mention these names, a lot of it really just comes down to how much of there exists as well, which helps me which I can refer to as like as a baseline, right? But this is just me trying. What I'm doing right now is like I'm just generally looking at what I see on like the gun reference or whatever, and I'm just trying to be like, there's adding accents, what kind of random lines are being fucking added, right? But the main thing I'm trying to say is anything you do, you put effort in. Oh shit, is my stream lagging? Fuck, it is lagging. God damn it, why the? Apparently, you guys and girls, but you guys say that it's fine, there's no lag. But for me, it always seems like there is lag. At least when I look at my version, like when I have it up on my uh, computer on the side. But yeah, like everything takes a lot of effort. Okay, I'm gonna try a different gun now, right? Something that's okay. See, this one's a bit more unique. I know I said I would rotate it, but genuinely, guys, like I'm just end of the year. I'm just tired. I honestly like it pisses me off to say this. This is how you know my mindset's maybe slightly fucked because I'm so all in on self-improvement and always bettering myself and improving myself. I don't like not trying. I genuinely don't like not putting in effort. You know what I mean? So when I say something like just saying the words "I want to relax" makes me want to fucking vomit sometimes. But obviously, it is important to not be too fucking intense. You know, fuck this. I'm not even looking at these references. Fuck what I said everything at the beginning. We're just gonna draw random gun-like shapes from imagination, and we're gonna have fun with it. Okay. So there you go. Completely fucking. But I'm still gonna keep the concept of simple shapes in mind, and I'm just gonna practice my little what ifs, right? What if I did this? What if I did that? All that good shit, you know. But yeah, I'll be honest. Like I'm just right now, especially because it's at the end of the year. Whether it's cope, whether it's excuses, I simply just don't feel like doing much, and I'm excited for the fucking year to end, to be honest, because like I'm the type of person like once I decide that I want to be a certain way, right? Like for example, I'm gonna go all in on art, and therefore I did as much as my all in is. I did what I could, or I've done what I can, right? But at the same time, now that I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna relax, there's just that much more conscious effort to be like, wait, you said you're gonna relax, and now you're not relaxing. What are you doing, man? But that's why I'm doing the stream, because no matter what, I'm still gonna try, right? I'm still gonna give it a. I hope you guys along. I really do hope. No matter how what I'm saying, by the way, I don't want what I'm saying to be a reflection of what how you should feel. Or I want to encourage you that hey, I would only ever encourage people to listen to me when I'm talking about positive shit or like fuck yeah, let's fucking grind, like all that shit, right? Right now, clearly, I'm just tired. I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna kind of fuck around, you know. I'm gonna relax, right? There's a part of me that's like, don't even deserve to relax because it's but clearly when I didn't rest for years on end and I've just been working, even though wanted to continue, my mind was like, all right, go fuck yourself. You got to relax. So it's probably long overdue, right? But either way, I'm just rambling, thinking out loud. Don't fucking listen to a word I'm saying, or do listen to everything I'm saying. Internalize it, and also do not rest ever, right? Why is my voice so croaky? I don't know why my voice gets so croaky when I record. Is this some fucking subconscious vocal fry? I hate that shit. Okay, and then maybe see, like I'm still trying to be creative, however I can, right? Like, oh, maybe I'll do something like this, right? But who knows? This is already kind of not looking like a gun, but hey, I'm already starting to think about how, like now, just from that and just from looking at those examples, I already understand more in terms of like how I want this shit to be. You know what I mean? Like how these things should be connected and stuff, right? It's honestly fucking cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie to learn. It's why I'll never give up. Like no matter how I feel, no matter how I ever feel, I will literally never give up because and by the way, I am literally just rambling right now. I'm gonna keep jumping through topics, but well, that's what everybody signed up for, right? When you hashtag ViggyFam. But I know for a fact that I will just not stop ever. You know? And even now, like, and the beautiful thing is, like, I know I'm saying my brain is dead, blah, 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 all that shit, but I also have to really appreciate and take into account that I've put in so much effort and work over the past year that this is now my brain dead drawing. Like, I can't even, I wouldn't have even been able to fathom that a year ago, let alone in the beginning that this, like, obviously, yeah, I did sort of, wish, right? In the sense of like, oh, it'd be crazy, like, when I can just draw something and I'm not even thinking, like, as you do in the beginning, you think about like, wow, when I can do something like this, that would be crazy, right? But the fact that I'm already here in the sense that like, I'm doing something that I would have considered crazy a year ago, let alone 2 years ago. And for me, I'm just fucking rambling. I'm just like, oh, yes, maybe I'll add this here, or maybe I'll add that here. Like, it's pretty awesome. So we do have to be well, I guess you guys can too, but I'm talking about myself, so go fuck yourself. But I do have to be proud of myself, right? And I think it's important to enact at least some acknowledgement and for and accept that pride for yourself, right? I know I can again be like, oh, my lines are shit, right? I can't draw properly, this, that, and the other. But to be honest, I'm always gonna be shit, right? Not even in a mean way, just in a factual way. Like I'm always not gonna be to the standard that I want to be, and I think that's fine because as long as it's a healthy way of thinking about it, like, hey, I'm not to my standard, but I still appreciate all the work I've put in, then I'm chilling, right? Then it's like, oh, okay, nice. There's no problem with that. You acknowledge that you've done good, and you've also acknowledged that you can keep going, right? Appreciative, grateful, right? Effort oriented, and yet um, understanding that there's always more, and that's okay because the pursuit, right? The pursuit, the chase, and all that path evokes is important. What specific drawing goals do you work towards? Perfecto manzana. Very good question, perfecto manzana. My only, okay, so this is really, it's not a difficult question to answer. It's just my mind's a bit tired, and I always try to explain things in a way that's like super articulate, or it's like, okay, like this is the way that will make sense. But okay, from a general perspective, my only really drawing goals is just consistently work towards excellent draftsmanship. Draftsmanship being like understanding of shapes, rotation, complexity, blending, intersections, blah blah blah, manipulations, right? And then their application towards drawing from imagination. So building a visual library that's strong enough to and that can understand the shapes around us and being able to apply that, right? So really, like my main overall drawing goal, I treat everything as a spatial reasoning exercise, right? Everything is just an extremely effortful spatial reasoning exercise. That's what I treat it as, right? But obviously, my goal is like Peter Han, Kim Jong Il, Elisa Ivanova, Sori Kim, TB Choi, right? Like just any incredible draftsman that you can think of in art. And there are obviously going to be hundreds that I'm missing, obviously thousands, even fucking Andrew Loomis, right? Lion Decker, Katya Terada, Dong Ho Kim, right? Jae Kwang Park, even like Broken Draw, like Tyrion's a fucking incredible draftsman, right? He's probably gonna be like, why the fuck you putting my name along those guys? But yo, fuck you, bro. Like you're a really good artist too. But yeah, my goal is just like I just want to be able to draw what like literally I just want to be able to draw my primary like literally lifetime goal is I want to recreate the Animorphs series into a manga, like have it be an incredible fan adaptation as a manga. But my standard for that is to be able to draw like the people that I mentioned. So my drawing goal is literally become a fucking excellent draftsman with a great visual library and everything that encompasses, which is like understanding of form, understanding of values, understanding of composition, understanding of dynamism, gesture, clean line work, line weight, line economy. So it all stems towards I literally just want to be the absolute best draftsman that I can be and storyteller on top of that, right? So and it's all derived from spatial reasoning and design. Yeah, I guess that's my answer, right? But my drawing goal, like if you want to say goal, is just I literally just want to put absolutely as much effort as I can towards my spatial reasoning skills, which boils down to visualization, um, and like everything that encompasses like manipulating boxes, cylinders, merging them, and all that stuff. Which is why I'm gonna shill for Artwad again. Artwad is the best, right? Like they literally just are the best because I do not think I'd ever be able to achieve it, my goals without them. I'm just saying, like I just don't think I'd ever be able to achieve it. It's just a fact for me, right? What can we add here? This gun is already kind of not looking gun-like, but maybe what else can we add? I hope that answered your question, right? For anybody wondering, I'm just trying to think what the fuck I can do with this. I don't even think I made this made any sense, but what can maybe I can something like that. I don't fucking know, bro. There you go, something like that. I don't even think logically that made any sense. But yeah, specific drawing goals do you work towards? Um, right now I'm working through the Artwad portrait roadmap, right? So I'm gonna be working on that over the next 6 months, 6 months to 12 months, right? And then after I really, 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 really get good at portraits, and I'll probably go through their portrait roadmap. I'll take all my time, right? And if depending on how much time that takes, whether it takes the 6 to 12 months, after the portrait roadmap, I'll go back to doing like another 6 to 12 months of fundamentals of their beginner roadmap, right? Obviously, doing way more that's required and making them much more difficult for myself. And then I'll go back to doing more portraits. I think over the next 5 to 6 years, it's just gonna be focused on portrait, going through the beginner roadmap, and then figure, going through the beginner roadmap. So like always like, work on the application in terms of drawing people, and then work on the fundamentals to refine that. Work on the application, work on the fundamentals, right? And then like let's say 5 to 10 years from now, when I'm really good at drawing people, figures, dynamism, like making them interact with things, all that stuff, and I'm done with the figure roadmap and the portrait roadmap, and maybe the intermediate ones of that as well. Then it will likely, and I'm done with the beginner roadmap. It will likely be like the environment roadmap, like placing them in a scene, all that shit. This is just tentative, obviously, right? My timelines I like to extend way beyond what they possibly require, purely because it like when I think like, oh yes, in fucking 10 years I'll have be able to achieve this, and then it turns out, oh, I did it in 4, then it's like, oh great. Okay, well it's a good thing I thought about it in 10 years because now I can just focus on other things. Not though like now I can kind of fast forward, but I like thinking super long term. It's very important, right? It's very important to think long term. Why is my voice sounding like this? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think this makes much sense. All right, my lines are really bad, but that's okay. I'm also just trying to think, right? Like in terms of, okay. Right, by the way, this is even really difficult. Just this type of manipulation. Look at that. That's also fucking ass, by the way, but this is very difficult. I want to add, right? Not easy to do at all. So like even just matching these two contours, which they're already pretty off, by the way. I also want to state that, you know, having lines like this also very difficult. Everything in art is extremely difficult, but especially when it comes to spatial reasoning, I think everybody should just expect it to be very difficult and require a lot of work, so you're not surprised, right? I just don't be surprised that something is very hard. That's where a lot of beginners fuck up, is they expect it to be easy, and then when it's not easy, they start fucking moaning, right? So I was gonna make a dumb joke, but either way, yeah. As beginners, you have to understand that you literally won't be able to do it. And that's the best part, because you can't do it, you'd be like, damn, I can't do it. Now let me try figuring out why, and let me do it 100 more times now. Oh, okay, I kind of did it. That 75th time, I kind of did it. Okay, cool. I just have to do it 700 more times now to be able to do it. Get a 10x return on my ability to do it. Right. But that's just, I think that's obviously where a lot of, in the beginning, me too as well, but many beginners will just continue to fall short because you guys don't have the right mindset. And many of you, again, and I know this is just how people are, right? Unfortunately, I've understood this about people, is you guys know what to do, you guys know what works, you just don't want to actually believe that it works. You know what I mean? Like, because I just said mindset, there's already gonna be a few people that are just gonna roll their eyes and be like, oh, fucking mindset. Oh, everybody talks about mindset. There's a fucking reason everybody talks about mindset, you stupid piece of shit. There's literally a reason everybody talks about mindset. But again, those who put the work in will never disagree with what I'm saying regarding like these specific things about work ethic. And those who don't put the work in will always be like, is that really how it is? Oh, is that really how it is? Like, shut the fuck up. Literally shut the fuck up and just work. Just put the work in, try hard, right? Like literally just try hard. Just spend if you spend years trying hard on something, right? And not the fake try hard that a lot of people say, which is, oh, I tried so hard, but it's like, no, no, you put 60% effort 3 times a week for maybe 4 weeks, and then you're like, I tried hard. No, that's nothing. That's literally nothing. Try as close to 100% as you can, which will probably in reality only again be 60%. Try to do it as often as you can, which will end up being like 4 to 5 times a week, and then do it for as long as possible, which will end up being like 7 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years. Then you can be like, okay, I tried a decently hard, right? You have to have higher standards for yourself, you know. I see this too much, and you have to be realistic with yourself too. It's like, okay, am I actually willing to try hard? If the answer is no, then wonderful. Not only is this channel not for you, which is fine, you have now unlocked pure honesty with yourself. You have unlocked being being reasonable, right? Not lying to yourself. But many people do lie to themselves and say, I do want care and I do want to try hard, and then they don't do it. And I get it, for a decent amount of you, you actually don't know what trying looks like. So that's why, or it sounds like, which is why I'm saying specific tangible measures like 8 out of 10 effort, right? 5 days a week, fucking for years on end, right? 5, 6, 10 years, right? That is called trying hard. So if that intimidates you, you either, but you still want to care, right? You either need to simply deal with the intimidation and continue moving forward to the best of your ability and focus on the effort and focus on the errors, or if you actually don't give that much of a shit and you're pretending that you are, you need to take a look at yourself and be like, okay, am I willing to spend the next 10 years of my life just putting in as much sheer effort as I can towards this thing or these couple things or this myriad of things? If the answer is no, then look elsewhere to find that thing, right? It's simple as that. If you cannot think long term, you're gonna be fucked for life, right? It's just what it is. You know, and you do not have to agree with me. You just have to like, subscribe, and give me money. It's as simple as that. But oh yeah, shit, I'm supposed to be talking. Can't just be silent. Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba. There you go. Hope I give you guys some nostalgia. By the way, this is nowhere near a gun anymore. But again, I'm just dicking around, having fun. Right, that's my cope. I'm just having fun. I'm not trying to do anything difficult. That didn't rhyme at all. Fuck. But I mean, what else can I talk about? What do I usually bitch about? Effort, errors, beginners not trying hard enough. I mean, the earlier part of the stream was just me being like, trust me, I'm not actually shit. I'm just trying to relax, right? But does none of that really matters at the end of the day. I mean, I hope you guys are having a great end of the year, right? Not to say I'm not having a great end of the year, end of the year. I've just realized that, like, this year was just good at making me understand my capacity. That hey, if you don't take breaks for 3 years straight and you're just constantly trying to output at the highest effort possible in 3 to 4 different domains, you will most likely not have the capability at a certain point to continue to output, and then you will need a very long extended break. What a fucking shock! What a goddamn surprise, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this drawing anymore, but yeah, I'm cool with it. Right, and I'll tell you this, guys, like I'm really not thinking that much. A decent amount of this is sheer intuition, which again is pretty cool that I'm at a point where a decent amount of this is sheer intuition, right? But it's because I put so much extensive effort, and I continue to do so, let's be honest. It's because I put so much extensive effort into thinking about the grid at all times and thinking about the box and thinking about this, that, and the other, right? Constantly trying to design in my mind, figure things out. Right now, none of this shit makes sense, and I'm okay with that. I'm genuinely okay with that. I know the design is muddied. I know it looks bad. I'm very well aware that nothing really makes sense, but I'm genuinely just okay with that right now because I'm just trying to fuck around and draw. Like I'm fine. I have I have no qualms, right? Like yeah, like I know none of this is even. It's all Gucci. It's all Gucci. We're just this is vibe drawing, right? See, I'm already learning a little bit from that. So, if you guys have any questions, because this is, I mean, yeah, there's only 3 people here, but for the 3 people here, right? If you have any questions, anything you want to mention, how do you guys like this year of the? How do you like the first year of Viggy, right? How did you enjoy my first year as an artist sharing my content? How do you like my channel? Right? I highly doubt anybody's actually going to do anything in terms of replying, but I do value fan interaction, right? Because it's for me personally, it's actually crazy for me. Like I genuinely find it insane that I can say the words fan interaction, right? That to me is like holy shit. I'm a nobody, let's be honest. Like I genuinely am just a nobody, but even this nobody can say something like fan, which is somebody that enjoys your content to a certain degree, right? Enjoys what you do. See, like I really struggle with this angle of lines. You can already, but even though I'm tired, I'm still just enjoying the effort. You know what I mean? I know I'm putting in a lot of effort I have no expectations right now. And I genuinely, the only ever expectation I ever give myself is just try, right? To the best of my ability. I just like to try, right? And trying is difficult. I understand that. Trying is very difficult. But trying is the most valuable thing we can do, right? Think about it. What can you really control? Can you control exactly what it turns into? No. I didn't think this would turn into this shit at all. But I tried to do something, and now here I am, right? So, and like this looks kind of weird. I didn't even give this gun a fucking I didn't even give the gun a goddamn trigger. I didn't even give it a fucking trigger. So, I know this probably looks like it should have something. So, we could actually maybe do something like this, right? Yeah, maybe something like that could be done. Okay, and we'll leave that. This is not becoming a gun, and this is just something nonsensical, but I'm here for it. And again, I'm not really thinking much, to be honest. This is just me kind of doodling at this point. I'm literally just doodling. But I'm actually, again, very proud of myself that this is my doodling now, right? Like that's actually crazy to me that this is my doodle. That was a mistake, so we'll just ignore that, right? It is cool. It is really cool that through sheer effort, I've managed to make what the fuck, like whatever this is, to be a doodle, right? Just through intentionality and trying to improve myself. Um, I want to talk about some other things. What else can I talk about? Again, apart from bitching about the drawing process or people not understanding the drawing process, what other value do I provide? I guess I'll talk about my channel. Like, in general, what is it that I want for this channel? Well, again, I really all I've ever wanted for this channel, apart from money, is see, like I'm trying to calculate. So again, like I want to prove to people that it's just effort on trying and trying to, and like spatial reasoning is the biggest ROI, right? Like it genuinely is. If you disagree, you're a fucking idiot. It's simple as that. Spatial reasoning is the biggest fucking ROI you can get when it comes to representational art. And what is representational art? The ability to create something realistic. What is something that's realistic? Something that's three-dimensional. At its most basic, it's something that's three-dimensional, right? That looks real. It means that I can touch it, right? I can smell and taste that shit. So, um, yeah, like what I intend to do, right, with my channel is to prove that anybody can acquire this skill. Anyone. You do not have aphantasia. Even if you do, at the end of the day, like whether you believe you have aphantasia or not, you're still gonna have to problem solve, right? You're still gonna have to solve this problem of spatial reasoning. No? Like, is that wrong? Please come up with a fucking reason why it's wrong to say that despite whatever setbacks you believe you have, you still have the task at hand to problem solve, right? In anything, in any skill. So with that being a fucking brain dead obvious take, right? Do not believe you have a limitation until you've spent minimum 1 to 4, no, not even minute, fuck the one, get rid of the one, minimum 3 to 5 years in actively trying. And by the way, this is what trying looks like. Look at my channel, right? He has 328, or at this point, yeah, 328 videos, i.e., minimum 328 hours over the span of just 1 year, which is basically I drew for base. If you look at it that way, I basically drew almost every day for a year, right? And some of those videos are at least a few hours. But what yeah, this is what trying looks like. So do not come up with any bullshit that I have this lack of visualization ability or whatever. Because dude, I'm not visualizing right now. Really, I'm not. I'm just making up random bullshit. But when I am actively thinking, 'cause, right, like I said, I'm not actively thinking right now. I literally am forcing myself to visualize in whatever way I can. Sometimes on the page, sometimes in my mind, sometimes random like abstract calculations. But you don't have aphantasia. Very few fucking people do. Not everybody, not every single one of you are not the fucking 5% of people that do, or whatever, like small, minuscule amount, right? It's literally called rare for a reason. I did not have the ability to create something like this. I did not have the ability to visualize until I spent fucking 3 years at this point, consistently putting a shit ton of effort to train this ability, right? And even Kim Jong-il, the supposed master of visualization, I don't say supposed to be not as a slight against him or to be mean, but I'm saying like yeah, even Kim Jong-il, who's supposed to have incredible visualization abilities, consistently says, "Hey, I can only visualize about 30 to 60% at my best at times." Right? What does that tell you, bro? It's all knowledge. It's all knowledge application and problem solving, right? Hey, goat milk, let's get it. Let's go. I hope you're drawing along, right? I hope you're drawing along. But yeah, so what I want for this channel, and by the way, this was a horrible. These cones that I end up drawing always look like shit. So clearly, this is not the right design language. Right? Clearly, this is not the right design language for like even just design that I should be trying to implement. Right? And this all looks like shit. I'm well aware. Like this looks muddied. It looks bad. But again, I'm not thinking. That's my excuse. Right? But after this, I might just do some random shapes. Right? Because I genuinely am not even trying to think right now. Like I'm literally not trying to think right now. So, yeah, anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, my goal for this channel is to prove that anybody can draw, to prove that anybody can become excellent in spatial reasoning, and the only requirement is sheer effort and asking questions and just constantly trying to figure things out. That's literally all I want for this channel, right? It's a repository. It's literally proof, evidence of not only my experience, but evidence of what your experience can look like as well. You know, we're all different. Hey, everybody's a fucking unique snowflake, right? Yeah, whatever. Bullshit aside, right? In terms of like hyper individuality being somehow the I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I actually literally have no idea what the fuck I was trying to say. I was trying to make a point, and the point completely got lost because I was gonna talk about some random bullshit. I don't even know what the fuck my point was. But yeah, anybody can draw. It's literally it's a repository. That's what I was mainly trying to say, right? That's the point of this channel. It's like anybody can draw, right? Here's proof that anybody can draw because I'm literally learning how to draw, right? If you can't do this and I can, that means I can do this, and that means you can do this as well because there's not much separating me and you apart from sheer effort. Okay, if you want to fucking cope and talk about intelligence or like, oh, he's different, he's much smarter, he's this, he's that, right? Which I highly doubt people are saying, by the way, because now I have enough fucking shit on my channel, and I really hope like you fucking. By the way, I know I'm being very abrasive. This is just for the sake of trying to make a point, right? But and of course I'm like specifically addressing a very particular type of person who is actively believing a negative thing, and I'm using these negative things as examples to illustrate whatever point I'm trying to make. Right? I don't think everybody's gonna be super hyper negative or be like, oh no, you're wrong. Like I actually don't think most people are gonna be responding like that to my channel, but I'm saying, oh, if this is the response, right, to illustrate my point. But anyways, right, if there are people out there who are going to try to explain away the fact that I was able to accomplish something and that they can't, A, they're retarded, right? Because they're basically just saying that I can't control my own life, right? I cannot put in effort, you know. And B, they're also retarded, again, because they believe in the fact that effort does not mean anything and that other people have the ability to do something that they can't, right? So they're doubly retarded. That is my defense. No, you. Right? But no, I honestly think it's fucking stupid to. And by the way, this is a mindset I had to learn because remember, we have to unfuck the copious amounts of indoctrination that we've received from society, right? If you have received it, if you've been unfortunate enough to receive that indoctrination, which is talent, right? And anybody who knows me and my channel and the shit I'm always complaining about, it's that wonderful fucking word called talent, which essentially convinces everyone that they're either born with it or they aren't. Listen, I get it. If you're 6'5", and then somebody else is like 5'5", right? That the chances of the 5'5" person being a professional basketball player, very difficult. Almost extremely unlikely, if not impossible, right? But basketball is a fucking sport which literally has like height stipulations, right? Like a lot of sports require you to physically be a particular way, right? And the people who end up making it, oh shit, I just realized how's the audio been? God damn it, I just realized my little covering thing fell off, like the fluffy thing that covers the audio. So I do apologize about that. The shit is very loose. My bad. In the midst of my bitching, I did not realize that my my audio was dying. But yeah, but like this is just what I think. Like I get it in terms of like sports, in the sense that because these sports are literally set up in a way to require people to be a certain way, it is difficult to meet those requirements. Of course, genetics play a part in that regard. But art, the why I love art and the beauty. Oh, audio's good, great. The beauty of art is the fact that anybody can really do it. Granted, you like think about it. You were fortunate enough to be born with hands, a working mind, right? And that's it. Like that's really all you need. A working body, hands, like and a mind. And even then, people have there's literally people out there who don't have fucking like working hands and then they end up drawing with their feet. Like we've all like you can easily find shit like that, which is crazy, an incredible testament to the sheer tenacity of human effort, right? So all I'm trying to say is this channel exists to prove that you can draw, and I want to be the person that genuinely just dispels any fucking any limiting mindset, any limiting mindset around that. I just want to be that person, right? Because nobody else has done it so far. If somebody else had done it, I would have just been the second person or the third person, whatever. But nobody's done it. Think about it. There's no channel out there that has been showcasing their extensive art progress in the way I have, right? Whether you believe it to be true or not, it's just the absolute truth. There's just nothing on the internet like my channel, right? As Ali Abdal once said, you're either the first or you're the best. So I'm obviously going to be both. And it's gonna suck for a lot of people who thought the first channel would be like a very nice, hey, we're all fucking friends here, because art YouTube is so full of everybody joking each other off, and it's great. We need that positivity. Art YouTube is full of like, yo, like, but the female side of art YouTube is the fucking sparkly, glittery shit, right? Which is just cute and it's fun. And then the male side of YouTube is just also sparkly, glittery shit, but a more masculine version of it, where there's not as many glitter, right? But me, I'm not the glittery or the sparkly side. I am the semen stained, filthy side, right? Which also says you can do it, but I know my personality is not likable, or enjoyable, or it's just not stereotypical of a fucking, I guess, what people think of art, right? Which is great because then I get to break stereotypes, right? And piss people off, right? This is all narrative I'm creating in my own head. Okay, let's see. Goat Milk says, I just started drawing like 3 months ago. I practice at least 2 hours a night and still suck, but I'm keep going. Amazing. Just keep going. That's literally, if I can give advice to anyone, if I'm even in the place to give advice, right? I guess if you find this impressive, right? If you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Even though, and by the way, if you think this is cool and you're like, wow, that looks really difficult, and then I'm telling you right now, I wasn't even thinking while I did this entire thing. Entire thing? What the fuck? Yeah, Bodman. Anyways, entire thing, right? So the context, let's just say you're like, wow, if you're someone who's like, wow, this looks really cool, that's pretty incredible, blah, blah, blah. If you're that person, right? And then I'm gonna say right now, I wasn't thinking while drawing this, and you're like, oh, holy shit, that's crazy, right? What I can tell you is the only thing is that I just kept going. I just kept, and I kept going on the right things. I'm gonna be very stubborn about that. There are right things. The fundamentals exist because they're the fucking fundamentals, bro. Like how much more obvious can the word fundamental get? Okay, and if you like many people and some of your brains might be like, oh, fundamentals, oh, like I don't know if I really like. Okay, cool, but be honest with yourself. It goes back to honesty, right? Do you give a shit about becoming good, let alone great, let alone excellent, let alone actualizing your potential in the skill of art, right? Then becoming an excellent draftsmanship is a prerequisite. It's just a prerequisite, right? But yeah. Yo, I'm back. Hey, Zoodle Arts, holy shit, you were gone. Just speak your mind, my boy. Of course, I'm never gonna not speak my mind, by the way. I know the people who will be gravitating towards my channel will be the people who appreciate the fact that I'm just some random dickhead on the internet who talks a bunch of shit and draws, right? I know that's the appeal of my channel. And it's not as if I'm trying to be that appeal, but I know that's just who I am. That's my personality, and obviously there's gonna be people who are like me as well. Like, why the fuck would I change myself? Because I've gotten comments at this point telling me like to stop begging for money, right? After Broken Draw's stream, which he took down by the way, because like he doesn't want all the swearing to be part of this channel because kids watch this channel. Completely understandable, right? But somebody commented on that VOD before he took it down, and maybe that VOD is why he took it down because somebody was like, because I started the fucking stream being like, okay, so no R word, no C word, and Tyrion's like, yeah, we don't do that here, right? And then somebody even commented on that on that VOD, be like, no R word, excuse me, like this is an art channel, ick. And when some fucking when somebody says ick, immediately I'm just like, this is a redditor. This is a redditor that has zero life experience and gets triggered very easily, right? I could be incorrect, I could be correct, but I will stick to my biases until they ruin me. But yeah, no, like I know, and they refer to me as that Viggy guy, and they called me gross or something, right? You can tell this comment lives rent free in my head. But it's beautiful because when you get hated is actually when you get noticed, right? So I will never stop being myself. So don't you worry about that to my actual fans. Like genuinely don't you worry about that. I will literally not never stop being myself, right? Obviously my personality will grow and change along the way, but I'm never gonna stop behaving in the way I am just for some bullshit algorithm, just for some bullshit fucking likes, right? Because I'm confident that my skills will draw the audience that it requires. My skills will speak for themselves, right? That I think that's just a fact of life. Is like everybody respects hard work and consistency and very impressive skills. So right now, these skills are whatever. 10 years from now, it's like when I draw this and I'm literally like just shitting it out and it's 10 times better in terms of a graphical read and it makes more sense and it's intricate and now it's part of a scene and like, oh my God, Kim Jong-il, blah, 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 whatever, right? 10, 15, 20 years. I don't give a fuck. When that happens, like A, my videos will prove that anybody can draw, and B, my personality won't matter, right? That's just the way I see it. Zoodle arts. I started climbing because I heard it's good for people who draw, sit on a desk a lot. Yeah, any sort of physical exercise is good for you if you are very stationary. So, good for you. Respect. keep going, and keep trying. And eat lots of protein. Protein is the number one thing. Protein like lentils, any meat, any type of meat, lean meat, fucking fatty meat, whatever. Like any meat, right? Protein shakes, nuts, like lots of almonds, right? Gargle those nuts. Good for you. Blue Mars, hey Blue Mars, what's up? Says hello, hello, Blue Mars. Okay, guys, let's draw something else, and let's draw it from the bottom angle, because obviously I want to keep practicing that. Again, I'm literally like, I'm actually just actively trying to not think right now and just seeing where my mind takes me. So, and like this is, to be honest, like I'm not gonna be thinking as much right now. I'm thinking, but we're just gonna try basing relatively mostly everything off intuition right now and see where it goes, right? So. If it goes good, it goes good. If it doesn't go good, it doesn't go good. Because good is subjective. It doesn't really fucking matter right now, right? We're just like, obviously, I'm thinking in terms of like, okay, what kind of direction do I want this to go in, right? What do we want to do? How do we want things to look, right? But like, look, it just changed. Initially, this angle was supposed to be flat for this plane, but now I feel as if I've curved it a bit more, right? So that's pretty cool. It's changed. Oh, what I mean by that is, by the way, like this is the perspective I'm thinking of, right? Like initially this angle was supposed to be like that and that. But now that I've added this, it's essentially changed the entire contour, right? Which I didn't think about or really expect, but now it's interesting. It's like, oh, okay. Now it's actually a three-dimensional plane change, which I have to consider, right? What the fuck? Oh God, I accidentally inspected elements on my laptop. Fuck. Yeah, but what else? What else can I talk about? I think I was talking about something else. Okay, so TLDR, this channel serves to prove that anybody can draw, but it also serves to showcase that there are specific things that not only must be done, but can be enjoyed. I've really, really, really fucking, I like to my core, because this took me a long time to realize and understand and see in people, right? Oh, okay. See, because I'm not thinking, my perspective is already off. So we're just gonna have to adjust it a little bit. There you go. It's back. But I genuinely, hate is a strong word, but hate is definitely a strong word, but I genuinely dislike, I just dislike so much. And you guys can see, like, I'm literally like, I have like a dick stuck in my throat because I can't even get the goddamn words out because I'm like, oh, I hate it so much because I can't even, like, it's such a strong feeling in me, but I genuinely dislike the mindset around the fundamentals. Like, to my core, I hate it, right? Yeah, I guess I'll say hate because first of all, beginners are pussies because we're beginners, right? That's just a fact. Any beginner trying anything, and whether it's the fucking environment they grew up in or whether it's just innately, like people, beginners, anybody trying anything for the first time or the first 100 times or for the first 1,000 times will be averse to making mistakes and will be averse especially to doing difficult things. That's just a fact, right? So, right, and if you're not that person, great, good on you, fucking incredible. You do not have like I don't want people to be that person either way, right? But the point I'm trying to make is like beginners already fucking bitch and complain like their life depends on it, right? And if you feel called out by this, good, good, just good. Please feel called out because I am actively addressing you who finds doing difficult things difficult. Oh, wow, what a statement. You find doing hard things hard. Who finds doing difficult things something to actively avoid, right? And perhaps you have not trained your mindset to focus on the effort and to focus on the errors, right? So yes, I'm addressing you. Oh Jesus Christ. Fucking caffeine burp. It's Speaking of, let me have a sip. But I hate the mindset that like most artists I've seen online. And by the way, this is something I like. This is something the reason I'm talking about this, I don't see anybody talking about the fact that like so many artists are actively fucking beginners over, advanced artists as well. They're actively fucking beginners over by consistently these fuckers, and this isn't me like targeting anybody specific, right? Because a lot of them do it, and this is not like me saying anything about their skill levels, by the way. It's just I'm very, very, very disappointed in all intermediate to advanced artists who say the words, yes, the fundamentals are boring, yes, the fundamentals suck, yes, this, that. And that's the thing, is like their mindset is also ass, right? Because they have also like they when they talk about their journeys, they also say shit like, I just have to get through it. I just have to get through it, right? Blue Mars, you've inspired me a ton. My art has improved a lot since I started watching your videos because I'll practice while listening to you. Wonderful. Give me that fucking retention. No, like I'm glad. I'm glad. That's actually what I want. Is for like again, the audience that I'm gonna attract are people who need someone to remind them that hey, you're trying and you're trying on the right things and just keep fucking going. Because that's literally I'm not just reminding you guys, I'm reminding myself, right? I'm reminding myself because that's all that matters. But anyways, sorry. I appreciate your comment. I really do. Maybe I'll probably go back and address it properly. I just want to finish what I was talking about. But like a lot of intermediate artists and advanced artists keep fucking they just keep permeating this rhetoric, whatever. No, it's a rhetoric, it's not rhetoric. I'm just fucking illiterate. But this rhetoric that the fundamentals are boring, the fundamentals are something to fear, the fundamentals are difficult, the fundamentals are blah 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 blah, and it's because they had a poor mindset around it as well. But I just hate that so much because even someone who wants to enjoy the fundamentals, if you keep seeing fuckers who keep saying that if you keep seeing that somebody's saying what the fuck is that sentence? Yeah, if you keep seeing artists that you look up to saying shit like, "Oh yes, this is bad. Oh yes, I know it's difficult. Oh yes, don't worry, you'll get better." They're just gonna subconsciously train themselves to believe that, right? Whether they realize it. Oh Jesus, look at that huge mistake I just made with that line, right? Yeah, horrible mistake, incredible, right? But again, I feel good. It's fine. Like this is just line work. It's cool. Like even though I'm not thinking right now, this is just a consequence of me not thinking, right? So. But yeah, I really, really, to my fucking core, I hate that artists are doing that because they're really fucking over beginners. I'm telling you guys right now, like any intermediate artist who watches my channel, um, and I highly doubt any do, right? But anybody who does, stop fucking telling beginners that the fundamentals are boring and change your fucking mindset on the fact that the fundamentals are boring. Because you're fucking them all over. Jesus Christ, bro. I made so many mistakes here. Holy shit, the perspective is so off. So off. Anyways, that's fine. Right, right. That's my cop out, right? I'm not thinking. I'm specifically, this is a no thinking stream, right? For the end of the year or whatever the fuck. But dude, like, it pisses me off to no end because you have to unfuck your brain. Think about it. Like, you literally have to unfuck your brain into thinking that the fundamentals are actually a good thing for you, right? And they're actually fun, right? And how do you have fun? By focusing on the effort, by visualizing and putting as much fucking effort as you can towards this thing, right? Like it's infuriating to me. Genuinely, if there's like one thing that pisses me off, it's that advanced and intermediate artists keep because beginners are already fucking bitching that it's hard. Okay, we have to not like think about any other skill. All right, when a beginner, okay, because I play piano, so that's my other like example that I can think of, right? But when a beginner pianist, it's a funny word, pianist, pianist, complains that they can't play the keys, I'm going to assume vast majority of you are gonna roll your eyes and be like, no fucking duh, you can't play the keys, you're a beginner. So why is it? And when they complain about scales or arpeggios or just like doing the actual, the structural aspects of learning technique within piano, no, I personally don't see much in like even subreddits or just online or just like any other skill which requires you to learn the fundamentals. I do not see this idea that like hey yeah fundamentals suck. I don't see it as much except in art where it's like it's almost just a given where it's like yeah the fundamentals suck, learning sucks, doing difficult things sucks, you just gotta grind, you get through it. What the fuck are you guys doing? Like what are you beginners doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Or sorry, what are you advanced artists doing? Like why are you permeating this mindset amongst beginners? Like you're literally setting them up for failure. You are setting them up for failure. You're setting them up to believe that doing difficult things is bad, right? And it's actually not normal. You shouldn't actually try to do difficult things. Like what? It's just it's a piss off, man. It's a piss off. And again, like in my first 2 years, where you again now I have that video, I have the proof, the evidence. Now you know, like first 2 years, all I did in my video called "This is a video for beginner artists" in brackets. You are not alone. That is what my video is called. I have it on my channel, right? You can search it up. Just literally type in "This is a video for beginner artists." You are not alone, right? In that video, I'm extensively showcasing all the work I did. And this is why I'm so passionate because during those 2 years, every time I tried to see somebody reinforce the fact that, hey, this is good, this is working, it would be consistently met with, hey, this is like, yeah, this is important, but oh, it's so boring. Oh, like, it sucks, right? Actually, you don't, it's not even that important, like, oh no, take it at your own pace. Shut the fuck up, right? If you want to be good, right? And this is a big, like, if you are like me and if you want to be good, right? Not only do you have to do difficult things, you have the liberty, the privilege, the beautiful fucking ability to train your mindset to do that difficult thing. It's like you just kill me, bro. Just kill me. I'm done talking about this topic. I ended up triggering myself. Yeah. I mean, I hope to anybody watching or listening right now, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? And I hope my videos remind you consistently that you have the ability to literally change the texture of your mind through sheer effort, right? Like that's all I want to showcase to anybody who listens to my content or watches my content. Like I genuinely hope there's one thing you can take away from me. It's that A, spatial reasoning is one of the most fucking skills you can important skills you can learn. It's one of the most difficult skills you can learn, and because it's difficult, it's one of the most worthwhile skills you can learn. And you can train yourself to do difficult things and enjoy those difficult things. How? By doing your best not to make mistakes, but when you do make mistakes, you associate good feelings with those mistakes. Ascribe dopamine, whatever. That's how Andrew Huberman explains it, right? But the point is, you just however you want to, you attach good feelings to those mistakes. So a big part is obviously recognizing mistakes, which is why you raise your standards and you look at artists that you look up to and you try to understand what makes it good, right? But that aside, right? And then when you make those mistakes, you attach good feelings to them, and then you keep trying and you keep trying, and you inevitably keep making mistakes, and you keep having that over and over and over again, like that feeling, right? And during the session and outside of the session, you just focus on the effort that you put in. And that's it. I know it's like a very simple, like, that's it, but that really is it. Okay. And it's a mindset. Mindset is simply just how you respond to an external stimulus, right? Like that's how any of these skills are. It's just how am I responding to this external stimulus? Meditation. How am I responding to the fact that a thought enters my mind, and then my repetition is simply doing my best to remove that thought or push it away from my mind and go back to focusing on my breathing. Congratulations, you just performed the rep of something entering your mind, pushing it away. That is a rep. Same with art. You just perform the repetition of making a mistake, ascribing good feelings to it, and then just being like, the effort is all that matters, and then you're moving back. It's all just fucking skills. It's all skills. It's skills all the way up and all the way down, whichever one it is, right? But let's see, what else can I do? Maybe I'll give this a handle because I have no idea what the fuck I'm drawing. I have literally no idea what I'm drawing. And I'm pretty sure I've broken the perspective in multiple ways. But hey, no thinking stream, right? I'm not thinking. Woohoo. There you go. Whatever. You're like a gym bro, but for art. Well, the thing is, a lot of this also comes from my experience at the gym. Like, I've been working out for 10 years. I'm pretty fucking jacked, right? I'm pretty fucking lean. I'm relatively strong, not as strong as I could be, but I'm all right? But yeah, like I'm jacked, and that process of just repetitions, just intensive as much as you can repetitions, and then obviously recovery is a huge important part of that, right? I actually advocate every single one of you to get jacked because the more jacked you are, the more muscle you have. The more muscle you have, the more energy you have. The more energy you have, the more things you can apply towards with a greater intensity, and the better you can recover, right? Like the gym is probably the gym in life is probably the best ROI you can have, like living a healthy life. But hey, some of you will listen, most of you will not, right? It's okay. I've just accepted that at this point. I'm just gonna fuck around. I don't even know what I'm doing with the perspective anymore, but I'm just gonna fuck around. Because who cares? Hashtag no thinking stream. Woohoo. And again, like by the way, I don't know if this really makes sense, but this is literally me not thinking. I'm just doing random bullshit. So if you find this skill impressive, right? Big old if. I've learned that's the way to get people to like me, right? You just have to say, "Hey guys, this isn't really like what you have to think, but if you want to think like this, so people are like, wow, he's so considerate of my feelings. I'm gonna like, subscribe, and watch every single one of his videos." It's all manipulation at the end of the day, right? How to make people like you? Just be yourself and be nice. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have fucking thought? But don't be bitch man. Nobody likes bitch man. But yeah, Blue Mars, I'm really, really, really grateful and happy um that my progress or my videos inspire and remind you that just keep trying. I'm very grateful for that. Right, I will not. You are right. The great if factor. Plus, put us ultra. Oh my God, All Might's here. What the fuck? Right. Hey, Plus Ultra. Are you new to my channel? Are you old to my channel? Right? Are you a hashtag ViggyFammer? Right? What you boys and girls do in your spare time when you're not Viggy famming? How'd you guys discover my channel? I know many of you discovered me through Broken Draw. I think that's been pretty clear, right? Just pretty fucking sick, I'm not gonna lie. Tieran's really done a great job at being my channel shill. Right, he's done a great job fucking advertising me. Without even meaning to be honest. He just thinks my content's cool, I guess. Right? And again, my lines are so ass right now, it's hilarious. Okay, I have to fix something now because I broke the perspective without meaning to. Uh, there you go. Nope, that completely fucked it up. That didn't make any sense at all. I used the algorithm. Holy shit, teach me how to use the algorithm then, Jesus Christ. So I clearly fucked this up. Is there any way this can be salvaged? Is the real question. Well, again, this is what I want to showcase as well. Like when you're not thinking, things like this will happen. Right? But it's okay. I'm using the stream to showcase that, hey, like I'm literally not thinking, and this is what I am capable of when I'm not thinking, and hopefully that's inspirational because this isn't anything incredible to me now. But the fact is, like, think about it. For a month straight, I've been really working on designing hard surface shapes, silhouettes, mostly on camera, but a decent amount off camera too. I'll be honest, it's like 50-50, like 60-40, right? But now when I'm not thinking, I'm shitting out something that has a decent silhouette and kind of looks functional. This actually objectively looks like ass though, so I'm probably just gonna, here, we'll just draw a giant dick and we'll move on because I'm actually done with this. We'll do it in perspective too. There you go. Okay, we'll draw something else now. All right. I use the algorithm. I mostly watch art YouTubers, so you popped up one day. Cool. YouTube algorithm actually doing its fucking job. Holy shit. I love art. Nice. Okay, it's actually been an hour for this stream. Um, I know this isn't like an amazing drawing to end it on. If you guys are cool, I'm probably gonna stop here because I do just want to, like, I've done my art. I'm probably gonna spend time with family. I mean, I did make that post, right? I wonder if anybody saw, but I did make that post on my channel saying, yeah, I'm gonna be chilling. Okay, I think some people saw. Cool. Okay. Either way, yeah, if you guys are cool with it, I'm probably gonna end it here. I know this wasn't really like any big stream, right? Usually again, I'm not like an incredible artist. I'm not really doing figure drawing or anything crazy right now, right? But hey, if this was cool, I hope it was nice, right? This is what I can accomplish when I'm not thinking, and and it's a testament to just how effort can make you, even at your lowest baseline or whatever, output something decent when you have hundreds of hours of effort preceding it, right? So. Thanks for the post. See you again, I hope. Yeah, I mean, you guys will definitely see my content again. I'll start recording my videos come this weekend, or yeah, because I'll probably chill for the week, New Year's party, whatever, like New Year's Eve party tomorrow with my friends. Um, I might record on the New Year's Day starting, or I might just start my schedule and my life again on the weekend or Monday, whatever. But the point is, Tuesday onwards, next this January the 6th and onwards, normal scheduling will resume. I will try to stream once a week or once every other week. I will do my best, right? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I really, 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 really hope that you guys keep trying. Right? I have nothing else to say. My mind is fucking dead. This is right. But yeah, you can. one with absolute certainty, by the way, with absolute certainty, unless I die, literally unless I die, with absolute certainty, you can expect me to continue uploading videos for the rest of my life, consistently. Um, yeah, Tuesdays to Saturdays, unless I explicitly state otherwise, like this week, right? So yeah, like, and I will continue improving, and I will continue working consistently on my spatial reasoning. I will literally keep fucking going to prove that Kim Jong-il is not a miracle, right? Dong Ho Kim was not a miracle. Broken, dude, Tyrion, broken draw. He's been drawing for 10 years. He can already do a lot of what, like, the baseline ability of what Kim Jong-il can do. Really, all that's left for Tyrion is to just improve his visual library, and then like the other finer details, line economy, composition, gestures. But in terms of just spatial reasoning, like he's already got a lot of it down in terms of spacing elements. It's just more of the same and more of the nuance and like technical ability of that baseline ability, right? So I don't know where I'm going with that topic, but either way, you guys and girls, haha, because like fucking 13% of my audience is women apparently, but I don't know what the fuck they're doing watching me. But hashtag Biggie fanbing, right? But either way, Jesus Christ, really shitty rambling aside, I will always, always, always keep going, literally unless I die. You guys can know for a fact that many of you watching now will probably fall off. It's just a statistic of YouTube, right? Like many subs are not active. Many people who watch you in the beginning do not watch you years down the line. But I will say with certainty, expect me to be here 20 years from now. Unless YouTube as a platform just literally stops existing. Expect me to keep going, right? I will, to the best of my ability, showcase that anybody can fucking draw. Anyone, all right? And talent can suck my dick. Nice and sloppy blowjob. But anyways, with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please, give me money. I'm just gonna